Howdy everyone, Posher here with an Age of Magic video, and in today's video we are going to go over Clan Wars and how to set up your teams. The first round of Clan Wars is well and truly finished, but from it we've learnt a lot, specifically how valuable your characters are. Because once you use a character, they go on cooldown for 12 hours. So unless you're spending those scrolls, you're spending that gold to bring your characters back, you really need to know how to make the best out of what characters you have. Now, I'm going to say this right now. This little video I've made is more geared towards end game players. The reason for that is because medium and beginner level players, you guys don't have the rosters to really be deciding how to make 4 or 5 different teams. You guys just have to work with what you've got, and that is primarily 1, maybe 2 teams. So you're not having to figure out, oh, maybe if I use this and this and can create this, it's not an issue for you because you don't have all the characters to try and figure out. So hopefully this helps you guys later on, but you guys understand what I'm trying to say. So the way I've designed this video is that there are separate screens with different squads on it. I've started with the strongest squad, in my opinion, working down to the lowest. And the way it works is you can take a squad, pick these characters, and then eliminate them from the next picture. And then what teams are left, you can pick one of those teams to make a squad. So as you can see on the screen, we have the Dwarf Squad and the Beastie Dwarfs. Now, I've given a lot of squads new names because you understand why. Because saying an Abaddon squad, for example, there's so many different variants of Abaddon squads, and I have not covered them all. There may be some out there that you can still make, but I've tried to get as many as I can. So, for example, let's go Dwarf Squad and Dwarf Beastie, essentially the 3 main dwarves, and then you've got the extra dwarves, or you can go the Sun Wukong Sooner. Okay, that's how that works. Then we go over to the second photo. Now, this is the Golden Army teams. You've got Golden Army, Invulnerable Army, Beastie Army, and Defensive Army. Again, they're just taking variations of the Golden Army. So Invulnerable, you've got the 2, invulnerable abilities. Beastie Army, again, it's because it's got the Beastman characters into it. Defensive Army, you've got Siegfried. Okay, so if we go back to the first roster, you could take this photo, say you want to make the Beastie Dwarf Army, awesome. Then you go to the second photo, you know that you've used Sun Wukong and Sooner, so you can cross this whole thing off. Now you have 3 more teams you can build. You can decide what you want to build, and so forth. Now, moving on to the third picture, we have the Golden Illios teams. Now, as you notice, I've put Illios in none of these teams because Illios is so strong, he could create his own team. Again, you're trying to create as many teams as possible. So, if you go to the Illios, here are your 5 main Illios teams. You've got Golden Illios, constructed of the Golden Army teams. You've got Reset Illios, which is the Tyros Mabe combination. Reset a lot of initiative. Again, like I said, try and make as many names as possible so you're not generically putting a team together. Beastie Illios, same thing. Sooner Wukong, because he's got the Beastman. Woodland Illios, you've got the Druids in there. And then Elemental Illios, which is Druids, but it's more of an elemental feel to it. So you can go from the first dwarf one, you can be like, okay, we use the Beastie Dwarves in the first one. We can cut this off. We use the Golden Army in the second one, which eliminates these 2. So you've eliminated the first 3. You have 2 more teams you can still build. I hope you guys are trying to understand what I'm trying to do here, because I'm probably confusing myself even. Essentially, you take the first photo, pick a team, eliminate from the rest of the photos. If you guys do want these photos, message me, I'll send them to you as well. Hopefully it helps you guys out. So now you've got the Illios teams. We move on to the next photo, which is the Abaddon. You've got Black Abaddon, which is probably the strongest variant of the team. Some may disagree. Then you've got Abaddon's Wrath, which has the Swamp Killer build into it. You've got Abaddon's Trinity, the Holy Trinity with Abaddon. You've got Golden Abaddon. Oh, that's probably the strongest one, actually. It's either the top or the bottom one, either way. As you can see, Golden Abaddon has the golden people in it with the Abaddon. And then you've got Abaddon's Spear, which people have figured out you can use Jag in an Abaddon team because the demons trigger a melee damager to attack, and Jag is a melee damager. They've chucked him in there as well because he's not used in any primary teams. So you there get, like, if you cannot make any other one of these teams because you're using Azario on one team, you're using Zart in another team, you're using Lucky in another team, you're using them, you can chuck Jag in, and he does a tremendous job still, essentially making you a 4th team that you can use. From here, we go to the Undead. So you've got the Nuke Squad. And then you've got the Undead Army. Again, up to you what you want to use. You might not want to use... actually, that won't work. Never mind. So yeah, those are your 2 options with this. Which way you want to go, up to you. Maybe you don't have rock geared for some reason. And then you can build this. Again, just the 2 squads. Like I said, there could be multiple versions out there that people still want to build. Try it. I don't care. I'm just trying to give you a general idea of what you're trying to do. And then third, and you guys can add teams to these. You can take these photos and add to them. And it's the more teams that get added, the more it's going to help you eliminate and make new teams. And then we've got Oraheim's Escort. I've put Azariel in this team as because of the first war. There was no Howdy. However, you could easily take Azariel out and put Howdy in and make a full Elves team. Not the strongest in the game, because Tanita still isn't the greatest, but it's still a team you can use, and it could take out some other teams. I'm sure there's an Illios variant this team could take out. I'm sure there's an Abaddon variant. I'm sure there's a Druid variant. So yeah. Again, this team should be usable no matter what you build, as long as you've got Howdy. Even at 3 stars or whatever, I'm sure he'd still make the team usable. I could have kept going on, but I chose to stop here. From here on, you've got your Bomb Squad, your Rogue Squad, and your Holy Trinity. But honestly, any endgame player isn't going to be able to create any of those teams because they've used most of those heroes creating endgame teams. And if you're a low-level player, those are the only teams you can build, so there's no point of me throwing them in the video. You're not going to build a Holy Trinity team and then wonder what other teams you can build. It's just not a possibility. So, like I said, there's plenty of other teams out there that people can build. I've just got the generic ones, the ones most commonly used. If you do want the photos, feel free to message me, and I can give them to you. You guys can add to them. You can expand on them. You can make personalized things for people where they can actually cross off characters. So, it shows you what teams. It's just a way people can better organize their characters without having to go through their rosters in the game and trying to figure out with it. Because there isn't great filtering options. There's no filtering options in the game, really, except for you want to look up barbarians or whatever. That's your only option. So this might help you guys a little bit more. So yeah, I hope this has been helpful to you guys. It's just been made to help you organize your characters. If you do have any questions, feel free to leave a comment below. I'll answer it to the best of my ability. And wherever you are in the world, until next time, please take care of yourself.